Hey guys, I'm Exode, or Mo, depending on what you want to call me. I don't really mind. And I'm the creator of WebAuction, the website auction house plugin for Minecraft and Bukkit. It's been a long time since I've made a video about it. I think 0.1.4 was the last one I made it for, and this is now 0.6.1. I don't know, I kind of made up the numbering system as I went along. Who knows? Anyway, I want to show the new features and hopefully show you how to use most of the features. I know there's a lot of confusion recently about I removed the chests and people were saying, oh, I can't set a deposit chest. Yeah, it's because they don't exist, because I removed all spout usage because, well, it really slowed down big servers, and part of me was getting bored of waiting for them to update the whole time, and having to wait for Bukkit to update is one thing, but having to wait for another plugin to update. Anyway, it all got boring, and I decided I might as well just do it with signs, considering I'm not really doing anything that complicated with Spout. I mean, I wasn't doing any overlays or any fancy music and things like that. I was literally just handling chests closing, I think, was the only feature I was using. Anyway, okay. As you can see on the right hand side, this is my little Minecraft server, and over here is our website. So this is what the login screen looks like. You probably can't log in yet because we need to set a password in game. This is the very first thing you need to do. So we do /WA password 1234 is my password. I don't know. It can be my password. And then it'll pop up saying password changed, just to let you know. And you can now log in with your username, so that your in-game Minecraft name, and 1234. Okay, this is likely to be what you'll see when you log in. You'll see your picture, your face, your name. You'll either have admin or not. Clearly depends on whether you have the right permissions in-game. All the money, I'll talk about money later. There's two different ways you can sort this. The number of amount of mail you have, typically 0. This will probably say processing and loading if there's no auctions already, so just kind of ignore that. That's supposed to do that if there's nothing there. You then have all these pages. Okay, my items. These are the items I currently own on the website. All sorts of fancy potions and enchanted swords. This will be pretty much testing all the enchantments and things like that, so you can see there's lots of, it doesn't group all swords together because they're all slightly different, like this 0% damaged, so it even takes some damage values, like you can see this is kind of 42% damaged, and so that's different to that, if that makes sense. So I've got, these are all the numbers of them I have, pretty straightforward stuff, and you can sort if that's what you're into. Okay, I'll come into more into how to get items here and how to get items out again in a sec. My auctions. This is where you create auctions, and it will show you all your current auctions. Item info, that's a bit different, I'll talk about that in a sec. Transaction log. If it will load. There you go. Things like that. So yeah, items I've bought, items I've sold to people. Okay, anyway, that's pretty much how it works. I'll show you how you actually use things in game. Okay, all of these signs, I've literally just created them and written this line by line. It doesn't, yeah. So what you see here is what you've got to write on signs to get these to work. Okay, so we've got a couple of different signs. These are the two very important ones. This sign clearly withdraws mail from your mailbox. So as you can see, I've got 0 mail here, so clicking on it doesn't do a lot. Okay, if I double click it, then it tells me to wait for a bit. This one, this is what replaced the deposit chests from previous releases of this. What you need to do now is take an object in your hand. That is in my hand, but I've got my screen in a stupid resolution, so, and just right click it. Oh damn it, it was a sign, wasn't it? Anyway, forget that it was a sign. Do I have anything more reasonable? Let's just get myself some standard stone. Ignore my slightly slow server, it's just because I'm hosting it myself and my SQL is somewhere else and my web server is somewhere else. It's not ideal setup, but it's literally just for me testing and filming. Okay, so I've got a big stack of stone. Right click that. Stack disappears. It's not in my inventory. And it's gone. You have a look over here. Items. As you can see, all the stuff I had before, and one more sign if you noticed what that value was before, and 64 stone. There we go. That's quite simple. If you wanted to, okay, this is still in my items, and I actually want to get this dirt back into the game. I just click mail it. Mail's increased by 1. And I go back here, right click on the mailbox sign, and dirt. See, it's real. Can build stuff with it. Not imaginary. There we go. There's my dirt. And if you kind of refresh that, mail's gone. That's all my mail. Okay, money. Money is the next important thing. There's 2 ways you can do this. If you have Economy, which is a separate plugin, you have Economy stored in the same database as all the WebAuction stuff. So you have a big database, and halfway down you have your Economy tables, and near the bottom you'll have your WebAuction tables. If that's the kind of setup you've got, then in the config of the website config, so in scripts folder called config.php, there'll be a line that says something along the lines of use Economy database, and it's either true or false. If you set that to true, if you've got that database there with Economy, and then you set the name of what the Economy table is, then your money in game, so you can see I'm actually not using it in this case, which is why it just confused me then. What am I using? Oh yes, I'm using an old data. Okay, ignore the fact that my money's broken. But if this was working properly, then this value here would always update with this value here. But I'm using a stupid test database, which is kind of halfway between 2 different Minecraft servers, and I've admittedly not set it up very well, but okay. So if you're using the database, then this money will change as this money changes. So if you spend something in the shop, then you'll lose money in game. And if you, so the 2 are linked. However, if you don't have that set up, if you're using a different Economy plugin, and it's not linked to the database at all, then you're going to have a separate bank account for your WebAuction. This is the default setting, so if you've got this, don't worry, it will happen automatically. Basically, all you have to do is set up some signs that look like this. This is money depositing and withdrawing. So whatever money plugin you've got, so I've got Economy here, and this is how much money, maybe I don't, maybe this is what's confusing, maybe that's, I don't know, whatever plugin this is, it seems to work. So I've got this much money in my bank, and if I right click on this, I'll deposit 50 money into my WebAuction account. So you can see it's just said to me, deposited 50, my new balance is 100. So if this is the system you're using, at this point, it would say 100 here. It makes more sense when you try it out yourself. And okay, so you can right click each of these different signs to withdraw and deposit So yeah, just withdraw 50, deposit 50. Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay, while we're doing signs, I'll just show you a new one. This is a shout sign. The 10 means that when a new auction is created, it will shout, so it will tell everyone in a 10 block radius, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in every direction of that sign, that a new auction. So it's a good sign to have in your auction house, and it will kind of tell everyone who's standing there about new auctions without spamming the whole of your world. Okay, so that's quite a good one. Okay, one other sign that I forgot to add while actually setting this up, I just remembered now, is WebAuction. So you have to have the brackets as well. Recent 1. This, okay, it's not available. I'll explain what that means in a sec. So this sign shows all the recent auctions, and this shows the first, so most recent auction. And I could have, oops, spelling, recent 2. So the second most recent auction. Okay. So say I wanted to create an auction. Ignore the fact that this probably goes off the screen if there's more than one enchantment and stuff. But, okay. So this is all my items here. Okay, so I've got this stone, which I just created out of my world. Quantity. I'll sell it all, I suppose. 64. Price per item. This doesn't have a market price because none of them have been sold before. So I'll just have to make something up. But if there have been some sold, so if they kind of sell for an average of 5 or something, then that number will appear there. So it'll give you a good indicator of what you should sell these for. Okay. See, there's my shouting sign, shouting at me. And it says quantity. Oh, if you just saw that pop up as well. So my stone, most recent auction. Market price, not available, none have been sold yet. And this is when it expires. Okay, there's some more information. The fee is based on the market price. So you'll typically pay a fee to auction something at about 2% of the market price, or 1%, I can't remember what I set it at. But yeah, you can configure that in the settings. And yep, okay, so that's my auctions, but on the home page it also appears, and you can now see this stone being sold by me, expires then, for that amount, market price, total price, and then you could say buy one, buy. I can't buy from myself, but okay. I'll log in as someone else. Stealing his account quickly. Okay, so this is someone separate. Sorry, my internet's being slow. And okay, so this is Albar. No. You can see my auction. You can see, okay, stone being sold. I will buy 5 of them. See, that changed. It told me that I sold them, and it's gone down here, and it's now got a market price. So it's 100% of the market price, which means that it is exactly what the market price is. So if it was 200% of the market price, it means this auction would be a bad deal, because it's selling for, they're trying to sell it for twice the amount it's actually worth. If it had 50% here, that means it's a really good deal, or the seller's stupid, and that it's selling for half the price it's worth. Also note the colour in the background. See, it's turned to blue. It was grey. Blue means it's about what the market price is. If you see a green one, it means it's better value than normal, so it's a good buy. if you see a red one, it means it's probably not a good deal. It means it's over the market price. Okay, so just to prove that Albar received his 5 stone, this is 5 stone, and you can probably see it in the transaction log as well. Okay, there's some stone that happened today. Okay, that didn't load properly. Ignore that. Okay. I'll just create another auction so you can see that other sign works. I have a sign. Say my sign. See, I've sold 1 sign already for 1. So I could sell it for 1.2, try and make a profit. There's my auction, new auction sign being sold for $1, 20 coins each. So it'll actually use your in-game currency as well. I forgot to say that. It won't on the website unless you set it, but it will in-game. So you now have your most recent being your... Oh, I didn't know it said it there. Okay, that's news to me. I made something I didn't even test. That's probably a mistake. Okay, but most recent sign, second most recent. And you could do this on forever, but it might get a bit laggy because these have to check every 5 seconds, something like that. So the more you have, the more that have to check. So the more stress you put on your server. I think that's it. It's worth probably showing you that this is an enchanted sword with... I'd rather not have it, something with 3 things. Anyway, you can put enchantments through, you can put potions through. That was a new thing in 1.0, because there's lots of different potions, sort of crazy amounts of potions. I think that's about it. If you've got any questions, Bukkit dev site, which is this thing. Leave a comment or a message and I'll try and help, or someone else will. Okay. I'm struggling to think of what else I've got to say. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Let me know if you've got any suggestions of new things or updates or find any bugs, and I will continue to try and add new cool stuff to it. Oh! I did think of one more thing. I knew there was something I was missing. On the item info page, you can see, click on one of them, and you can see a graph of how its market price has changed over time. I don't have a very good graph because I've sold very little stuff, but there you go, that's something cool. So anytime you see an item, you can click it and you can see how its price has changed over time. That's a cool thing. I liked that. Anyway, I'll be off. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped explain some of the new features of the plugin, and I'll see you later.